Children present poses of parents.
Okay, fake.
Then the games begin.
I'm Royal Alice. Okay, and my computer being hacked, YouTube has really been a problem since before the coronavirus. Okay, Facebook,
Seniors and
I
children expect to sit in
found
the appropriate
today,
pavilion.
is participating in identity theft because that's why it was hacked. Okay. Oh dear. I can hear. So this happened before the coronavirus epidemic. Um, Deceasing problem disease, and it has not. I've not um, resolved the problem yet with how they hacked into my computer to do it. So, which is the reason I haven't been making a live YouTube. Okay, and it is really pretty pathetic. Okay, which is the purpose of which. Well, someone's been doing trying to do an identity theft on me for a very long time. So, and the computer is one of the sources in which they've been trying to do it. Um, it's just really, it's pretty horrific. Okay, that's what it is. And very, very frustrating, as I indicated to Facebook for participating in that sort of thing, and in which case they will be sanctioned again for criminal activity uh, within Facebook. So that's the story. And me, Rome LSS. Okay, you know who I am, Royal Alice. Born a Royal Princess, Royal Squaw, Royal American, Indian, Seminole, Royal Half Caucasian, European, Royal Woman, heterosexual, Royal Woman, Royal Queen, Royal Mom, Royal Young Grandma, Royal loving my Royal God of Royal Heaven and Royal Heaven as a Royal Catholic, as I did as a Royal Hierarchy Episcopal, being raised both, and meaning as a Royal Catholic and a Royal Hierarchy Episcopal, and a Royal Republican since the first vote, and a Royal Proud American, and Royal loving my Royal God of Royal in Royal Heaven, of Royal Heaven, in the Royal world that He created, and therefore loving His Royal world. So I pray that the coronavirus has not, well, of course it's affected your lives. It's affected everyone's life throughout the entire world. But I do know that the coronavirus is not something that just appeared in terms of, it might have appeared as a disease like many other diseases that have appeared at different times in our world, which has afflicted the world in those times with much much misery and many deaths. But for this particular coronavirus epidemic, deceasing disease problem that we are faced with, it's dating back from many decades of abusing our bodies and and causing our immune systems to break down to the point of not being able to fight such uh, diseases and viruses as a coronavirus. So, with what we've done and how they've resulted in trying to fight the coronavirus, of course, has helped, shall help, but the important thing to remember and to gain in knowledge from this whole episode of an epidemic is that life form needs to change in the way that Royal God of Royal Heaven and Royal Heaven created the world for us to live in. And He did not create the world for us to live in an unhealthy manner. and the way we have poisoned the air, the soil, the water, and the way that we have been living for many decades is a coronavirus. And we are now suffering that result, such as we have not been hit with a Sodom and Gomorrah, but if you look at the results, it's a similar situation. From what it said, 500 million people were destroyed with Sodom and Gomorrah throughout in that one area. So, and I didn't realize that many the Sodom and Gomorrah could hold or held that many people, but it obviously did, and they were all destroyed as a result of their evil and way of lifestyle, which was against the way of Royal God of Royal Heaven, Royal Heaven of Royal Heaven, as He created this world for us with love in mind. He did not create it for us to destroy His world nor destroy ourselves in the way of Satan. So I've been typing since the beginning of the coronavirus through Facebook and through Twitter, and I pray that you've gotten some information from that, okay, and some knowledge. And I've given quite a few ways of life that I have been living a very long time as an adult heterosexual woman, which can be effective in in um, in healing the coronavirus from those who have been afflicted by it and who are either suffering very ill or who have contracted it and perhaps have not had the breakdown of the coronavirus within their system yet, but who knows if that will occur or not. Okay, so it is just different ways of refreshing and cleaning the insides out, especially if you poison them with various ways, such as the drug addiction, the pornography of epidemic that's become the the uh, uh, the prostitution, which has been around since before Royal God of Royal Heaven and Royal Heaven came to us as Royal Jesus Christ, who is now in Royal Heaven, um, such as the LGBT lifestyle. Okay, and all of that, those ways are ways of developing horrible amounts of bacteria within our bodies, which will bacteria is going to affect the immune system. It is going to work against how our body organisms are supposed to work within. So there you go. I'm done. Okay. Have a blessing of a royal life to royal and with royal God, royal heaven, and royal heaven in prayer and in mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I pray that the world will be healed by royal God of royal heaven, in royal heaven, of royal heaven, with His giving us a sense of His royal mercy and giving us a way to survive this. Whereas I know that my children that I birthed, uh, the youngest, and my royal grandchildren, my royal children, the youngest, and my royal grandchildren will, I pray, not be affected by this type of epidemic, as they will have learned from our lifestyle of what to be a part of and what not to be a part of, so that they will inevitably be as healthy as they can live. And we are supposed to be providing a world for the next world, for them to know how we lived, how we shouldn't have lived, and how we should. Okay? Because that's the way Royal God of Royal Heaven and Royal Heaven created the world. So, with that in mind, have a blessing and say prayers. to roll God of roll heaven, in roll heaven, of roll heaven, and I'm done. Okay? I posted five posts on Facebook today. And I haven't posted for a while because it's very annoying, okay, to go through what I have to go through in order to post live. And neither of which has appeared in my timeline or the feed. So there is an identity theft happening using the computer, okay? As many other things are happening using the computer. Scammers are right within my walking distance as I walk out of my row house apartment, okay? On both sides of me and on the ceiling. And they're everywhere that you can imagine. So don't ever think it's not happening, because it is. Again, have a blessing to say prayers to roll God of roll heaven, in roll heaven, of roll heaven.